Hi, Suzette.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good, thank you.
Cool. How's your Monday going so far?
So far, so good. How about you?
It's going pretty well.
Yeah, do you have a good weekend?
I did. I got to spend some time on the house and went to a farmer's market. That's always fun, and hung out with my little daughter. I got a 7-month-old, so she keeps me on my toes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. How about yourself? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah,
Are you still up in LA?
I'm still in LA and
Got
kind of trying to still staying away from people.
I hear that. Yeah. How's the scene out there? Like, I mean, are like beaches open and stuff, or?
Probably I'm not a big beach fan and I live kind of far, so I don't know. But they're probably open.
May or may not
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, I'm still kind of trying not to be out and about too much around people yet. So we'll.
I hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. What farmers market did you go to?
The Rito Farmers Market. Yeah, I live like right across the street from it. So it's like, it's just a couple minutes and I'm there. Have you ever been to it?
I think I've been to that one.
Yeah. Right next to that there's like a horse racing track right there.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it by the Rito Downs? Yeah, I've been to that one.
Yeah. And it's huge now. I don't know when you went, but it's like, I feel like there's probably a good, maybe even like 100 vendors now.
Oh wow, no, I think I went 2 years ago and it was kind of tiny.
Oh yeah, it's exploded.
Well, neat.
Looks like Alyssa joined. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, I missed the last couple classes.
All right. Are you new to Mussar or new to yoga?
Not really.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll be the standard formats that we go through. We'll do a little bit of breath work, breathing exercises first. Talk a little bit about like the word of the day from the Mussar yoga book, which this week it's Chesed, or loving kindness, and then we'll do a energizing, sort of refreshing yoga flow. So welcome. I'm glad you were able to join.
Thank you.
Chef, Mr. Borden, welcome.
What's happening, Joey? How you doing?
You dude? Yeah, doing well. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. Yeah, got to hang out with my family a little bit, which was nice. My grandfather, it was his birthday, so he got to hang out with his 2 great grandchildren, which was nice.
That is epic. Really cool. Yeah, my grandpa, he got to hang out with his great granddaughter this weekend as well. So yeah, my pops took Ezra over there. So they sent me the photos too. It's amazing how much love is lit up in their eyes and their hearts every time they see.
Yeah.
4 generations.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's give it another minute or so. We're going to jump into loving kindness today for our word of the week. If you guys weren't able to see it on the Tucson JCC Facebook page, their Instagram, or I put them on my Facebook page, but Rabbi Erin from Tucson, she was like the special guest today on Mindfulness Monday. So she gave a couple minutes review, or she dug into loving kindness from her perspective and shared some great wisdom again from her perspective. So if you haven't been able to check that out, I highly encourage it. All right, let's see. Oh, Jimmy is in the waiting room. Let's let Jimmy in. I wish it just automatically let people in. Hey, Jimmy. Welcome, man. Good to see you. So I've disabled the waiting room. All right, cool. I was trying to figure that out last time. We're good. All right, so if anybody dials in, they should be able to just join in automatically. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to start with some breath work today. So kind of on the tail end of last week, we learned a 4-4 count, 4-count inhale, 4-count exhale, pranayama or breath work technique. Some people refer to it as ocean breathing, Darth Vader voice, because you're constricting the back of the throat. Either way, it's a fantastic technique, right? If we're feeling a little bit too wired, brings us down, maybe too tired, brings us up. It's a great balancing technique when you use that 4-4 count. This week, we're going to add a little bit of a twist. So it's called alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodhana. So what we're going to do, in essence, we're going to start with the left nostril. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts. And then we're going to close left nostril, breathe out through the right. And then we're going to go backwards. And we're going to breathe in through the right, close, breathe out through the left. So I want you all to sit up straight. If you're sitting in a chair, that's cool too. Or if you're on your mat, easy pose, a nice, comfortable, erect spine. Keep your torso not too tense, but keep it a little tight. And then relax your shoulders, any tension in your face, chin parallel again to the mat. Go ahead and hold out your right hand in front of you. I'm going to show you the hand technique, the mudra to use. So you're going to close your index and your middle finger towards your palm. And what you're going to do with your right thumb, you're going to close your right nostril. And then when we switch to the left side, you're going to use your ring finger to close your left nostril. Sounds a little goofy, gets a little, it takes a little time to get used to the technique here, but it's been around for a couple thousand years, so we're gonna do it, right? So let's go ahead and exhale completely, and then with your mudra, with your right thumb, close your right nostril and breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Close left nostril, open your right, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Let's inhale from the right for 1, 2, 3, 4. Close your right, open your left, exhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's inhale from our left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Close left, open right, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale from your right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Close your right, exhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Inhale left for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Close your right, exhale your left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release your hand. Breathe normal. Body is relaxed. Again, that's alternate nostril breathing. It gets us a little bit deeper into the parasympathetic nervous system, balances out, right? Get a little bit more in the rest and digest, get us primed for practice today. Before we hit the mat, I want to dive into our word of the week. So from Mussar Yoga, if you have been joining along, the word of the week this week is Chesed, or loving kindness. There's this chapter really kind of invited me to think about two angles, right? One was, it was interesting. It's like, love thy neighbor as thy love thyself. That was kind of one of the big themes of one of the chapters. And I'm like, well, I started thinking about it from the other way, right? Love thyself as you love thy neighbor. I think oftentimes, I'm saying we, but I'm saying me, it's easy sometimes to give our love and give, serve others so wholeheartedly, but oftentimes we neglect ourselves, right? We neglect, and I neglect that self inner talk, right? That I love you, man. I love what you're doing. I love you for showing up. I didn't start doing that until 30 years into my life, and it's sort of made all the difference in just that inner dialogue. So if we could just treat ourselves oftentimes as good as we treat others, I think we'd be in a pretty good spot. The second part of it is compassion, right? Loving kindness. I want to share a quick story about weathering the storm. I don't know how you guys are like if you're ever in like a dispute with someone, whether it be at work, personal relationships, but I was just like randomly in a kind of a heated dispute this past week, getting like verbally I would say verbally abused. And I'm sitting there, part of my ego is like, I need to fire back. I need to respond. There's a stimulus. I need to respond. I did some of the Ujjayi breathing, ocean breathing, and then just immediately started, I think it's because I read that chapter this past week, and I was like, where's the compassion here for this person that's like just going off in left field. And it got me thinking and got me really into a deeper hearted space of just feeling the trauma that they had been through in their life, and sort of that was brought to the table, and I was just the person they were taking it out on. So I think that, I don't know, for what it's worth, I feel like that helped me in my process to breathe, open heart, loving kindness, accept that person for who they are and what they're going through, and that really helped me remain calm through the storm. And that isn't too unlike what I have to do in the yoga mat, right? The yoga mat helps me transfer. It helps remind me of love myself, love others, be compassionate, and that helps me in other facets of life as well. So that's my invitation, my encouragement to everybody. Just think about that area in your life where can you treat yourself maybe a little bit better? What is that internal dialogue? We're sometimes on autopilot. What does that inner dialogue look like? So with that being said, let's everybody get into child's pose again. So your knees can be staggered. I'm going to adjust my camera here. Yeah, just get into a chill child's pose. We're going to hang out here for a second. Knees as wide as your mat. Your toes can be touching. And extend your arms all the way out. Crawl your fingertips all the way forward. And straighten your arms so your elbows are off your mat. And sink your hips, sink your glutes deeper toward your heels. And if you brought an intention different than the word of the week this week, my invitation is to draw that into you. Bring that close to your heart, feel it, and use that as your anchor for the practice today. Let's go ahead and take a deep collective inhale in through your nose. And let it all out using your nose. Lips sealed. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly collapses, navel in towards your spine. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly collapses. One more inhale. And using that ocean breath, exhale through your nose. Keeping your right palm, right hand planted down. Lifting your head just slightly and turning your torso to the left. Let's lift your left hand up, fingertips high to the sky. And I want you to open your heart and squeeze your shoulder blades toward your spine. Straighten that left arm. Tighten your core. Crawl your right fingertips forward about one more inch or two. And let's keep that deep 4-4 count. 4 count inhale. 4 count exhale going through your practice as best as you can. Go ahead and slowly lower your left hand out in front of you back to that neutral child's pose. And then let's switch sides, left palm planted down. And then twist your torso to the right. Right arm goes up, right fingertips high to the sky. And then inch those those left fingertips forward just a few more inches. Squeezing that right shoulder blade in toward your spine. Let's go ahead and slowly lower your hand back down. Then let's lift that left arm up, twist to the left. And then inhale. On your exhale, I want you to thread that left hand through, thread it under your armpit. And then I want you to just relax the left side of your face on your mat and your left shoulder. Stay here, or you can curl your right fingertips forward just a little bit more. And this practice is all about you guys today and giving your body exactly what it needs. I'm going to be giving initial safety cues, alignment, but strongly encourage you to, if you need to take a break, you need to slow it down, by all means do it. If you need to speed up, give your body what it needs. And let's come back, let's unthread, and then go ahead and mosey that left hand out in front of you, and then let's switch sides. So left hand planted, right arm up, high to the sky. Inhale. And then on your exhale, thread that right hand through, and then plant that right shoulder, right side of your face on the mat. The 3 rules for class. 1, keep it breathing. When you lose track of the breath, it's all good. Just gently bring yourself back to that centered 4 count. Inhale, 4 count, exhale. Honor how you're feeling. Thank yourself for showing up. Breathe, honor, and sincerely thank yourself for showing up. All right, let's go ahead and unthread. And let's come up to all 4s. So all 4s here, tabletop position. Hands planted just below your shoulders. Spread those fingertips evenly. You want to protect those wrists. Index knuckles parallel to each other. Just go ahead and check those out. And index knuckles forward. Knees underneath your hips. We're going to do a little bit of hip openers today. So those hip flexors going. So with your left knee, I want you to lift it and extend it out to the left, just like so. Some people call these like the doggy fire hydrants, right? Go ahead and lower your left knee and then raise it back on up. Raise that left knee up till you start feeling that nice ooh-ah sensation. I stole this pose from my dog, actually. So Lute, named after Lute Olson. You're familiar with Arizona basketball. Yeah, he inspired me for this pose today, so we can thank Lute. All right, next time, come on down. Plant that left knee, and then switch sides. Nice, controlled, rhythmic breath. Call it a rhythmic meditation. In addition to your intention being an anchor for your practice, I think it's important that our breath be the anchor as well. Let's Go ahead and plant that right knee down. And then go ahead and lift that left knee up again. Keep it here, but then I want you to start doing some circular motions. Nice and rhythmic, intentional. And then switch sides or switch directions. If you're like me, you've been in an office chair a big part of the day today, so these exercises are huge to loosen up those hips, glutes. Go ahead and plant that left knee, and then lift that right knee back up, out to the side, and then add some circular motions if you want. And then switch directions. All right, let's go ahead and plant that right knee. And then go ahead and maneuver both knees back about 6 to 8 inches. Tuck your toes and then lift your hips up high to the sky for down dogger. And take this down dog, take a second here to pedal out your feet. Bend your knees if you're tight like me. And then push your chest toward your knees for a straight spine. Keeping that four count breath going here. And then let's come into a shift our hips forward, shoulders over our hands to a plank pose, into a low hover, and then come to an up dog. You come to an up dog, or you can come to a baby cobra pose here. Just make sure that your elbows are tucked towards your spine or tucked towards your ribs. And then come back to a down dog, tuck your toes. And then using your 4-4 count, rhythmic breath, I want you to do 5 of these flows. Again, using your own sequence, using your pacing. Come into plank. Exhale, lower to a hover. Inhale, come to an up dog or cobra. And then exhale, come to down dog. Rinse and repeat. And then when you're all set there, come to just a lying flat, lie down on your chest when you're done. That'll signal to me that you're all set. Keep that 4 count inhale, 4 count exhale, going as best as you can through your flow. And then when we're all set there, come back into a plank pose. Then from plank, shift back to a downward facing dog. And then from down dog, I want you to walk your hands slowly or step into a forward fold. And then chill here in a forward fold. It's a little tight. Go ahead and bend those knees a little bit. Just make sure we're having some contact between our ribs and the thighs here to protect our lower back. With both hands, grab the opposite elbows if you'd like. You can add in a ragdoll here and sway side to side. Go ahead and relax any tension in your neck. Drop the weight of that, the head of yours. And then we're going to release your arms, hands on your hips, and then slowly, with the flat back, rise on up. Let's come to the front of our mats. Feet together, legs together. Standing straight, let's go ahead and lift your arms up overhead, palms facing each other. Straighten those arms. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. So left hand, right wrist. Straighten those arms. So hug your ears with your biceps. On your inhale, reach those fingertips up towards your ceiling, and then crescent over to the left. As best as you can, maintain that those straight arms. And let's come on up to center. Go ahead and shake out your arms here. My shoulders start to burn pretty good here. Go ahead and bring your feet together. Legs, thighs squeezed in. Lift your arms up overhead. And then right hand, left wrist, stretch up, inhale, and then crescent over to your right. The tendency is that right hip likes to swing back a little bit. If that's the case for you, go ahead and move that right hip counterclockwise, bring it up to level up your left hip. All right, come back up to center. Stretch out those shoulders, shake them on out, y'all. All right, go ahead and lift those arms up again, high overhead. And then take a big inhale. On our exhale, we're going to take a giant leap backwards with our right foot. Plant it down. And then I want you to create enough space here between your feet that your right knee is not going over your front heel too much, right? It's just in line with that front ankle. And you can see your big toe from your view here. Straighten and strengthen that back leg. If you need a wider stance, just heel toe your left foot forward. Again, straighten those arms, hug those ears with those biceps. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and windmill out to a warrior two. So go ahead and shift that, turn that right foot out towards the long edge of your mat. Make sure that your front heel is in line with your back archway. Again, front left knee in line or right up above your left ankle. Press that left knee out towards the long edge of your mat. Straighten your arms. You can look back at your right arm. Make sure it's not sagging. It likes to jerk a little bit. And then gaze past your left. Fingertips. Let's stay here for 5, 4, 3. Sink a little bit deeper into that front knee. 2, 1. Go ahead and straighten your legs. Bring both of your feet parallel to each other towards the long edge of your mat. Shake out those arms. I'm gonna turn around just so I can face you guys here. So you're not staring at my butt, Jeff. And then I want your heels, shift them out, move them out about an inch or two or so. So your heels are just a little bit longer than your little toes. Take a big inhale. Knees, legs can be just a little bit bent. And then I want you to exhale, plant your hands below you for a wide leg forward fold. And press your hands down here, your hands below your shoulders. Press your hands down and forward for a deeper stretch. And then without moving your feet, press your feet down and back. Now just ensure a deeper stretch here. If you'd like, some people like to grab their calves, you can grab your ankles, and whatever works for you. Keep that core nice and tight. And then drop any tension from your head and your neck. Go ahead and hands on your hips and lift up slowly with a flat back. And then go ahead and interlace your hands behind your tailbone. So make like a U shape with your hands. And then begin to straighten and squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine and straighten your arms. And then let's go ahead and forward fold one more time here. Straightening those arms. Go ahead and release your hands. And then with a flat back, go ahead and slowly come back up to center. And then bring it back into warrior one here. So let's shift. Go ahead and turn your left foot out to the left 90 degrees. And then with your right foot, turn it in about 45 degrees. So right foot and right toes pointed just towards that front right part of your mat. A little bit wider stance here, about one more foot. Lift your arms up high to the sky. And then on your inhale, stretch up, exhale, sink a little bit, sink into that front knee, bend your knee towards parallel. Straighten that back leg. And then let's windmill those arms out for a warrior two. Again, front heel in line with our back arch. I can't recall, this might be the same side that we did before. It is. My bad. I will get better. All right, let's go ahead and straighten that left leg. And then go ahead and shake those arms out. Let's come to go ahead and shorten your stance just a little bit here. So I want your feet just outside of shoulder width. Your heels now on this time, your heels in a little bit closer to your body than your toes. So almost look like a little duck here. Arms out like saguaro cactus arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades toward your spine. We're going to do goddess squat here. So on your inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades again toward your spine. And on your exhale, sink back toward on your heels, and then go ahead and lower down to a squat. Straight spine. We're going to camp out here for 20. Remember, calm amongst the chaos, calm amongst the storm. Sometimes we don't want to have compassion when we're going through pain or a little bit of suffering. you want to curse me out, that's fine. Let's have a little bit of compassion for yourselves here. Let's sink a little bit deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and straighten your legs. Shake out those arms. All right, for this next pose, let's go ahead and come to a mountain pose. So legs together, feet together. We're going to work on a little bit of balancing here. So right hand, right foot, bring that right heel for tree pose, bring it into or towards your groin. If that's a little bit too much for you, it's all good. You bring 2 options. You bring your right foot on your calf, or you can bring your right toes to the ground and lift up your heel. The key is right toes pointed down, right knee out 90 degrees as much as you can. Bring your hands heart center. And we're going to add in a twist here. When you're ready, find that spot of calm, balance. Once you have that state of balance, that state of calm, I want you to slowly close your eyes. All right, y'all, go ahead and release your hands, release your foot. Adding in some additional neuromuscular connections there by closing the eyes. It's pretty interesting what that does to the brain. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. Left hand, left foot. Bring that heel in towards your groin. Heel on calf or toe down on the mat. Lift it heel. Either way. Again, left knee out towards the right, 90 degrees, or towards 90 degrees. Straighten that standing leg, firm it up. So tighten that thigh, tighten that kneecap. When you're ready, find that calm place and bring your hands to heart center. And go ahead and close your eyes. Go ahead and release your hands, release your foot. And let's come down to a lying flat position, lying on our chest down, I should say. And let's actually take a second here and rest the left side of your face on the mat. And while you're resting here, give our body an intentional rest. Go ahead and lift your feet up and you bend your knees. And then like you're doing some windshield wipers with your heels. Just go ahead and rock them back, left to right. All right, go ahead and lower both feet, straight legs. And then any way you want to get there, we're going to come into, we do some side plank openers. I'm going to teach you the opener part here, but just like you would come into a side plank, come onto your right side. And then your shoulder, your elbow planted just below your shoulder. And then your fingertips, out 90 degrees towards the long edge of your mat. You can place your left hand on your left hip. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lift your hips up off your mat. Now feel free to stay here, or you can lift your left arm up, fingertips high to the sky. You can lift your left leg up, hover. Let's camp out here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and slowly relax. Good job, y'all. I want to incorporate some core work today. I was inspired by, there's a story about Kevin Hart. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Maneuver over to your left side. Kevin Hart was in a bad accident a few years ago, and actually one of the reasons why the doctor says his life was saved, that he didn't kill himself in this accident, was because of his strong core. Or help prevent some further spinal damage. So that stories like that pretty intriguing and motivating. Let's go ahead and slowly raise your right hip or left hip up off the mat. Raise your right arm up, right fingertips up high to the sky. Stay here, or you can lift your right foot up off your left. Tighten that core, draw your navel in towards your spine. Relax any tension in your face. Let's camp out here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and slowly release. And then come into easy pose here. Facing forward. Good job on those planks, y'all. All right, actually go ahead and fully extend your legs. You can be faced either direction. What I want you to do is with your right heel, right foot, cross it over your left thigh. So right heel just outside your left hip. Place your left hand, you place it just outside your right hip. Lift your left arm up high to the sky. And then twist your torso to the right. And then plant your left elbow just outside your right knee. And then twist your torso to the right and look past your right shoulder. All right, let's go ahead and slowly release. Extend both legs out. And shake them off if you want to. And then switching sides, bend your left knee in towards you, and then left heel, place it just outside your right hip or right thigh. Left hand placed just outside your left hip. Inhale, rise on up, right hand up, right fingertips high to the sky. On your exhale, go ahead and twist your torso to the left and your right elbow just outside your left knee or thigh. And then use that elbow, you can use your right elbow, give you a little bit more of a deeper twist to the left and look past your left shoulder. All right, y'all, go ahead and come back to a neutral position. Release, extend your legs out. Then we're gonna do, let's have your head, let's go ahead and lie on our backs. We're gonna add in one more series of core work here. So go ahead, arms, go ahead and stretch them behind your head. And then I want you to lift both legs up. With your tailbone, keep your tailbone planted. So your feet towards your ceiling. And then I want you to lift your fingertips like you want to meet your toes. So lift the top edges of your shoulder blades off your mat, squeeze your forehead. Slowly come to a hover. Extend out. So keep your heels, keep your hands hovered over your mat. And then come on up. Call these V-ups. And add in a few more rounds. We're gonna go for 15 more seconds. And keep using your pace, your breath. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Straighten your legs out. Thanks, Kevin Hart, for the inspiration there. All right, y'all, go ahead and bend your legs, bend your knees. Feet, have them hip distance apart. Walk your heels back as much as you can towards your glutes. And then with your right foot, plant it just across your left knee. We're going to thread the needle. So 2 options here. When we lift our left foot up off the mat, you can hug, interlace your fingers behind your thigh, or interlace your fingers below your knee, just on top of your shin, and then let your head fall back on your mat. And let those shoulders as much as you can, release the tension into your mat, and then flex both feet. You can add in a sway left to right. Give your lower back some love. How's your breath doing? Go and slowly release, plant both feet on your mat again. And then let's switch sides. So left foot planted just across our right knee. And then go ahead and hug your thigh in towards your chest. Place your fingers below your knee or your thigh. Flex your feet. All right, y'all, go ahead and slowly release. And then actually feet planted on your mat still. Place your hands, your arms out straight alongside your torso. Tops of the bottom of your palms on your mat. The key here for bridge pose, squeeze your shoulder blades in towards your spine when we lift the hips. And then remember to squeeze our thighs in towards each other. Then slowly lift your hips. You can keep your hands planted on your mat. You can squeeze the outer edge of your mat, or I'm going to demo interlacing our fingers behind our tailbone. And then I shimmy shoulder blades towards my spine. So I can puff my chest out just a little bit more, and then continue to squeeze my thighs together. And slowly lower your hips toward your mat. And go ahead and straighten both legs out in front of you. And then lift your right leg up high to the sky. And then interlace your fingers behind your thigh. And then press your thigh into your arms, your arms, and then pull your fingertips toward your chest. Reclined hamstring stretch here. Flex your foot. See how that feels. Or if you want to add in some ankle rolls, your ankles may get a little tight, go for it. I notice the more I hike, the more I need to take care of those ankles. Slowly release your hands and then hug. Actually, I want you to start hugging your right knee or right thigh in toward your chest. Interlace your fingers behind or below your right knee. Go ahead and hug. You're hugging that knee towards your chest. And release your right hand out 90 degrees. Look to your right, and then with your left hand, pull that right knee across your body for a supine spinal twist. And using that left hand, you can pull the right knee just a little bit deeper to get a nice right side, right glute stretch. Slowly release your left hand and come back up and to a neutral. Just chill for a sec. Let both legs fall out in front of you. So let's have both legs straight out. So right leg out, flat in front of us, and then go ahead and raise your left leg up. And then interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. Flexing that left foot and then pulling our thigh toward our chest. And keep your leg bent or straight, whatever's feeling good for you. And then bending your knee. Let's change our hand grip up here. Let's interlace our fingers below our left knee. And hug in your thigh toward your chest, flexing your left foot. Release your left hand out 90 degrees, look to your left. And using your right hand, cross your left knee across your body. Go ahead and release your right hand. Come back up to a neutral, just lying on our back position. Actually, any way you want to get there, let's roll around. Roll around to our front side. Meet me in a downward facing dog here. I want you to take a second and tap in to your body. Observe, honor how any one side, how your right side is feeling compared to your left. And then we're going to do some pigeon pose here. So lift your right leg up. And then bending your knee, go ahead and place your right knee just below your right wrist. And then go ahead and lower that back knee. Your front leg can be out 90 degrees, parallel to the short edge of your mat, or if you like me a little bit tighter, I gotta bring that heel in towards my groin a little bit. You can stay here in an upright position where your hands are just below your shoulders, or slowly lower your forearms down towards your mat, meeting your mat with your forehead. I've had to learn how to have a lot of compassion for myself, especially in this yoga practice where sometimes, I don't know, I start paying attention to other people, what they're doing and how flexible people, but the truth is, right, the yoga mat, the mat meets us exactly where we are, and there's truth and there's love and there's honor in that. I'd be so hard on myself. I can still to this day be so hard on myself to be perfect, to be this. And it's like, we're never going to be perfect. The fact that we're not perfect is the blessing, right? It gives us the opportunity to keep learning, to keep practicing. All right, go ahead and slowly release and come back to a down dog. And then lift your left leg up high to the sky. And bending your knee, have your left knee planted just below your left wrist. And then slowly lower your back knee. You're going to walk your back knee, walk it back just a few more inches. Stay here or lower your forearms to the mat. All right, if your forearms are down on the mat, go ahead and place your hands just below your shoulders. On up. Go ahead and release to a down dog. Pedal out those feet, calves one more time. And any way you want to get there, slowly with intention. Let's come on to our backs. And let's get ready to receive the benefits of our practice today. Got ourselves a little mini Shabbat. Take a few minutes here. Relax. Again, relax with intention. All right, I'll go ahead and start to slowly deepen your breath. Bringing some movement to your hands, toes. When you're ready, you're gonna bend your knees. Bring your feet to your mat. And you slowly rotate on over to your right side. And when you're ready from here, go ahead and lift yourself up to a seated position. I hope everybody is feeling as good as I am. They'll look solid on the camera. It's been a real blessing to have you guys here today. Again, just the invitation today was just to let us think about Chesed. Let us think about loving kindness and how it can vibrate a little bit more deeply in our lives towards others, but most importantly, make sure it's vibrating towards yourself, right? I know that's my journey. That's where my work lies ahead. Be a little bit chiller, be a little bit cooler to myself. Thank you all so much for joining today. I'm going to stick on for a few more minutes after class. Would love to hear from you if you want to share any thoughts from your life about chesed or loving kindness. Would love to hear it. If you have to jet off, take care. Namaste, y'all.
Namaste.
My man, Jimmy.
How we doing? Having a
Doing
good
well. Doing well, man. I was actually feeling a little sick before practice. I don't know what it was, man, but something about just calming down here for the last hour and I feel great. How about you?
I've been good, man. Blessed with good health and all that.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah. Working
When
on
you
you.
get,
Go ahead.
but
You go.
I was just gonna see when you're coming down to Tucson, man.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I was kind of talking with my folks. Like they're like, you know, I think they're itching to get out here too. So I think they're like talking about June or July or something. I think because we're supposed to. I think they said like June 15th is kind of the like reopen most things supposedly, whatever that even means anymore. But
Yeah.
so I think they're talking about coming out, and then yeah, I don't know, man. I'll see. I'll probably pop out there sooner than later.
Let's go, man. Let's get you out.
But yeah, I guess
We gotta get that jam and yoga session going.
try to sneak back maybe before it gets too hot.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Arizona, but I don't miss the being there in like July and like, oh my God, it's so hot. Unless you get the storms, like at least if you get a little monsoon action.
That's like the best. Because it's so brutally hot and then the storm comes and it drops like 30 degrees within like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, oh. Jeff Borden.
In the flesh. What's
Looking
happening?
good, man. Looking good.
Yeah, man. Feeling good. Feeling good.
Dude, your audio sounds incredible. Like, what are you using for your setup?
A Mac.
That's like is that like a default stock microphone?
Yeah, it's just that's how Steve Jobs wants computers to be. You know, they're obnoxiously more expensive, and they're just phenomenally artistic and functional. I actually convinced work to give me one because the all of the software engineers have Macs, And when I was interviewing for the job, I was interviewing under a software engineering, in that side of the company. And I was like, so I'm gonna get a Mac, right? And they were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they didn't send me a Mac. So after like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 months, I like built this business case. I was like, listen, here's why I need a Mac. I need to be operating, I need to be running the same scripts that they're running at the same core with the same memory if I'm going to study the performance and blah blah blah. And my boss was like, like whatever, just shut up, just shut up, just get a Mac. So I got my Mac.
Yeah, dude, the audio is coming across freaking phenomenal.
It's
I mean,
new.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your audio sounds good to me too, though. Both of you, I can hear you clearly.
The Apple chipset in there.
No, it broke my heart. I was like, "Oh, you're not gonna give me one with the M1 Apple chipset?"
Yeah.
But it allows for convenience. If I want to have like one chunk of my hard drive going Mac and the other chunk of my hard drive going Windows or Linux.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted the M1 chipset. I wanted to try it out.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I still have like an old like I have some other like because I use desktops because I need the power for my audio, like processing power and stuff.
Right.
So I've had some like Hackintosh sort of setups before, but I currently have like the old school like cheese grater with just like a souped up like 12 core like 128 gigs.
Nice.
But yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's like the one thing I kind of hate about Macs is they like that their whole like ecosystem thing, and then they like everybody else like because I have so much different music hardware and like VSTs and all this like software. So like
Sure.
I'm afraid to like upgrade any of my like I'm still on I think like 10 like I haven't gone to Mojave yet.
Oh no.
Because I'm like I'm like afraid to like because
Right.
a nightmare. They're really crappy working with other companies. Like
It's
I have
true.
like 4 or 5 different audio hardwares and then like a gazillion other and it's like when you upgrade like musicians and stuff are always just it's a nightmare because none of your shit works and like you
Yeah.
don't really debug like third party stuff. So,
Yeah. No, it's true. Like if you
but one of these days I want to like those M1s look pretty crazy.
yeah, no, it's true. Like if you fit into the exact box that Apple designed for one specific function, it's great. It works great. It's beautiful. It's artistic. But if there's a use case outside of that, it's not very
Yeah.
it becomes cumbersome. Yeah, I agree.
But they're gonna use that definitely to like have to force you to like upgrade every couple of years.
Yeah, there's definitely a business side of it too. Yeah.
But anyways.
We got one more week of class left. Ooh, next week is trust.
Trust.
Limits on human control, how to surrender, the lightness of letting go. It's been a minute since I've read that one, so that'll be an interesting chapter. I got a lot of trust issues.
Yeah, man. If you don't have trust issues, you're not doing it right, right?
Not living.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty true. All right, like
Yeah, you gotta know who you can count on, and when you need to, who you can count on.
yeah, if you don't bring people to their breaking point, right, you'll never know.
It's true. You have to test it.
Any thoughts from class, gents? How does loving kindness show up in your life? Curious. Compassion, like is it towards others or yourself? Like, is it something that occurs naturally to you guys? It's something I have to work on, man, especially with people I have friction with.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can relate to that. Sometimes not. I mean, I always, I mean, I think you can also still need to be more compassionate to others and need to be more compassionate to yourself. I don't think it's like I'm too compassionate to other people or I'm not. I mean, I think there's always room to improve on both sides of it. But it's not, I don't think it's necessarily one or the other. It's, I think we can focus on both, but I think we neglect, it's harder to think about what we need to do for ourselves unless you consciously, make that effort.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really something we do subconsciously as humans outside of like your physical, like you need food, you're hungry, you eat, but I don't think we do that most people don't do that for themselves to like, give them their inner selves nourishment.
Yeah.
Which is hard, it takes a very conscious and intentional, action, because we're not necessarily programmed, to do that.
Definitely hear that. Yeah, it's work. It's definitely work.
Yeah, I'm vibing with the aspect of it's like maybe a little bit easier or more natural or more fluid to be compassionate to others. If you're like an accommodating type of personality, it could be easier to flow that compassion outward, and you really do need to be intentional to flow it inward. Yeah, I'm definitely jiving with that. At least
Yes,
that's how it is for me. Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, I was around a very loving environment growing up, but like I just never thought to ever say like, man, like I love you, Joey. I love what the fuck you're doing with your life. Or that self-talk just never happened. It was weird. And 30 some years. It's crazy. But maybe it's just part of the cycle. It's part of the living and what you have to go through sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. To be like genuinely happy with oneself, be happy with thyself. Be cool.
Mhm.
Be cool with it. Whatever it is, be cool with it.
Be cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's okay to, you love the good and you love the bad, you gotta, otherwise you're gonna, if you don't accept the, your whole self as you are, then you can't, there's no way to move forward or to make improvements on the things that, you need improvement on without like,
Show.
acknowledging it and realizing that we're all on our own journey.
100%, man. All right, gents.
All right, boys, we'll see you next week.
I'm about to hit it. Yeah. I'll see you guys
Yeah.
next week, man. Awesome
good
having
stuff.
you on.
All right, peace.
Yeah.
All right,
Peace.
y'all.
Good evening.
Deuces.
Peace.